Hi guys. Okay, it's a weekly update from DarwinClaw. Last week we have had quite a few things done. Start from technical stuff, front end. We have implemented a billing framework, moved from internal credit accounting to a model where we actually gonna reuse OpenRouter as a billing thing. Added support for Russian rubles because we're gonna start first sales on inside Russia. Then backend, we improved infrastructure security significantly. Removed sensitive information about basically on slave machines, and which is gonna again security stuff. The business impact is low risk of leaking internal architecture or environmental data, and low likelihood of abuse and incidents. Then added bring your own key support for per user mode with encryption, and this is basically again needed not only for enterprise but even for regular B2B, where because we're gonna use sort of external billing, as I said before, and so each instance of bot is gonna have independent key and independent billing, so it will improve reliability in some sense as well. Business impact is stronger compliance for enterprise, higher trust again from large customers, and we're not gonna spend a lot of time on our own complex billing, which is good again because I believe that the best part is no part. So if you don't need some part now, then maybe we can go without this part. And then general stuff. Company structure defined to support day-to-day operations, and plus future investment goals. Another thing is I have analyzed the markets specifically for building roll-up companies in Russia, specifically in 4 markets basically. One is accounting, another is real estate, then another one is call centers, and another one is legal services. All of them quite big, and specifically accounting is just huge in Russia, and this kind of market does not exist, for example, in Europe or United States, so it looks interesting. So why did I do that? Basically, I don't understand when we start selling DarwinClaw, the growth of user base might be quite slow, and because adoption of such solutions is low, people mainly don't understand how to use, they're afraid of it and so on. And I came across roll-up companies that were able to automate with AI, specifically real estate market in United Kingdom, and I used to live in the United Kingdom, so I have some contacts there, and it looks really interesting. So how, because basically this sort of React pattern and OpenClaw solutions, and specifically DarwinClaw, now you can now automate anything that when you were not able to automate before, like any random stuff that people do on their PC, it can emulate human in front of PC in any way. So that's why you can do this automation for accounting, for real estate, and some other random stuff for basically for markets which are really where usually we don't have a big players, and it's very segmented. And why roll-ups basically? Why do you need to do a roll-up? Which means basically you need to buy a company and then upgrade it to AI first company, because unfortunately even owners of such companies do not understand the benefit, and they do not trust that they can actually increase profit, like 2, 3, sometimes 4 times profits money. And in order to implement it in a real company, you need to have a full power, which is when you owning the company, you have a full power. So that's the only way to do that in some cases, specifically in this case for small segment for big but segmented markets. So next thing is we had a first steps toward a deal with one big enterprise company. Unfortunately, their needs are not fully formed yet, so they do not understand that they do need a lot of instances of DarwinClaw, but they request anyway. They requested to do 2 more AI bots, and one of them is gonna be OpenClaw sort of bot. So as you know, in enterprise deals, they usually take up to 9 months. So we keep pushing, and anyways, getting some money from this company and getting some experience, and maybe like in a few months, maybe end of the year, we can actually, they will have like some understanding that they do need DarwinClaw, and then we can sell it. Then we had a first failed attempt to roll out a large AI tool to another company, which is again interesting case, and basically this case is failed exactly due to lack of authority, due to lack of power, and we continue working together on another product that might have more demand, and naturally, organically, it will be used, and then it's going to be a success. But this is a good experience anyway. I can see that implementing again, getting back to roll up approach. Why roll up is better sometimes? Because if you do not own the company and people just ask you to do technical stuff, which I was responsible in this case, but you do not have a power and authority to actually make people use some AI things, they always have and always will choose to not to use it, like on a major scale. I mean, like as usual, 20% of people will use it, 80% will not use it until they are actually forced to. So again, that's why roll-up approach is quite interesting. I'm going to take care of this approach like maybe end of summer, beginning of autumn. Implementing the first version of bot, with another company, there is a successful case of implementing the first version of bot for development, mostly for development, for management of development, and for development as well. This case looks strong, despite that there are still resistance from specifically here from employees and software developers. They still want to write code by hand, and this thing actually does creates the code much faster. It's can do 24/7, and basically people don't like it. they resist it, but in terms of actually usage and profit, this is a successful case. Okay, I guess that's it. Thank you. See you next week.